This is the L2C Media Network. We're going to be dousing the background. And this is the L2C Sports Final. We're sporting in the rain. We're sporting in the rain. Okay, that's enough of that. Here's our host. At least he's still among us. For some of you, that's a pity. Watch it. Okay. I'm only kidding, Bax. It's Steve the Baxman Baxley. Oh, hi. You want to uncover the... Thank you. Heidi-ho, everybody. I know I was supposed to do something, and I am, so if you will indulge me... Oh, hi. If you'll indulge me for a moment, can I have a little applause here? Thank you. Gosvidanya, Godfrey Cambridge. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show that refuses to die. We don't know what the meaning of the word is. In fact, we don't know what the meaning of some other words are, including the 7 dirty words that are often said about us. Anyway, welcome one and all to the Corsican Ball. That's right. We have made it. We're still under a little bit of severe weather, so we may have to pop out of here early. But right now, I'm seeing a gondola with a guy going, Noi Shimina Camarina. And 2 lovers in a little tiny boat. Now they're just sailing up past our window here. It's Jackson's version of Venice. Okay, folks. I know I am not supposed to use my program here to do commentary, but that's part of sports. You got to do commentary. So here it is, and I offer this little bit of a bon mot. Some of my little words will might contain some sort of form of swearing. Viewer discretion is advised, so kiddies, get the hell out. Now more than ever. That's right, folks. And Matt, my amigo, how are you? This might be a short stream, Steve, with how bad the weather is here. Yes. I am going to check the wacky weather window. I know it's dark, but I have to do this. I have to. I am responsible for each and every one of you and for each and every one of my people, whomever they are. Hey, whoever are we? I have no idea. I mean, I'm just here. I enjoy a little kvetch now and then, but Okay, I'm amusing myself, obviously. Anyway, by the way, I commend CBS, and that is the first time you'll ever see me make that statement. They did a good job. They brought back, for those of you that didn't know, the daytime Emmys were back on TV on the Eyeball Network, CBS, and they'd had the ladies of the talk. Now, the difference between the talk and the view is simple. The ladies on the talk are better. Anyway, done all that. And this is the part I know you're going to hate. So send all your complaints because I am going to do this. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. My, oh, my. What a sucky day. That's right, folks. Zippity-doo-dah day. Hey. Here we go. We're now doing the sports segment here. And trust me, we may have to do a fast bye-bye, but we're going to do this as long as we can hold out. This isn't like going on vacation to Chaz, formerly part of Seattle. Anyway, by the way, Mandy Summers, person we say hello on our shout-outs, just said to her audience on her YouTube channel We're all one big happy family here. Except for me, uh, I'm like the cousin that never leaves until everybody else is in bed, and then I take something. Anyway, uh, very nice stream she had today. So MandySummers, and subscribe. She covers Comicsgate, and I gotta tell you, there are some new artists out there. They have got some creative poo-poo. There's a couple that I've got balls on, and anyone that wants to be a part of comic history. This is like, the olden days when people loved to read comic books. They're making a comeback, by the way, because of Comicsgate. And folks like Mandy Summers, Peter Gilmore, Wyatt Holliday, and everybody else. I just got through viewing her live stream. Not bad bunch of group. Okay, we have done that. Thank you for the love, Mandy. And so, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, with that momentary pause of business, let us proceed. By the way, Twitch being sued. We'll talk about that and more on tomorrow's opening monologue. But right now, it's time for sport. How many local sportscasts do you know that play a kazoo during sports? Anyway, thank you. Okay, enough of that. Let's do what we do here naturally, and that is sports. If you were like me, you were happy that the NHL has returned. After that draft lottery, you may have wished Gary Bettman, the commissioner of the NHL, he might have had coronavirus of the brain. What the speaking of streaming services, Microsoft is shutting down Mixer on July 22nd, and it's going to be merging with Facebook Gaming. Oh, that's very good. It's nice. More crowded on Facebook. Anyway, thank you, man. Can't wait for that. July 22nd, the day Facebook gets more games. Okay. Keep us up to date on that one. We'll talk more about that on a special Sunday edition of the Last Call Cafe. 11 o'clock it tapes we record, and we upload it to Spreaker, so it'll be on at 11:30. Okay? I've done plugs. Now, let's get to the business at hand. What was the NHL thinking when they announced that the number one team in the NHL that will draft first will be to be determined after the Stanley Cup Finals and/or Stanley Cup playoffs? Are they freaking nuts? Now, I have seen, and I think everyone else has seen, draft lotteries. NBA has a draft lottery. I don't think the NFL has a draft lottery, but NBA has a draft lottery. What the hell? What the hell was Gary Bettman smoking when he said, "Oh, wow, man, we're going to have nobody get the number one draft choice. Wow, I see colors. Wow, my brain is dripping orange, yellow moons, green clovers. Oh, wow, there's a little unicorn named Chucky. Hey, Chucky. Hi. Hi, Chucky. What was Bettman thinking? Now on drafts, even draft lotteries, you got to have the first time. Who's got the big kahune? Who gets the gift of the first round draft choice? It's gonna be uh, first the team that that sort of bloops after the Stanley Cup playoffs and the finals. Jeez. It's a joke. And once again, the Red Wings lose out, and they have the fourth pick in the NHL draft. And a lot of people are saying that this draft, this pathetic excuse, shouldn't have even happened. We should. I mean, my God, what the hell were you thinking, Gary Bettman? Were you drinking the Corona? Huh? Were you drinking the Corona, boy? Jeez, criminy. The only good cliffhangers are those that have those three lovely words on TV series. Even on Doctor Who has a better cliffhanger than this POS. Oh boy. Yes, we're going to have the number one draft choice out of the 14 teams that didn't make it. Anyway, so they held the draft lottery. We have to report on it because we do sports. So here are those that led from this. Oh, we also got, here we go, kids. Number 8 with a bullet was the Buffalo Sabres. Hey. Number 7, the New Jersey Devils. Number 6, the Anaheim Not So Mighty, So We're a Little Pathetic Ducks. Number 5, the Ottawa Senators. But there's a twist. Number 4, the Stevie Yzerman run Detroit Red Wings. I'd show you my feelings, but I'm afraid of being demonetized by YouTube. Number 3, the Ottawa Senators. Number 2, the Los Angeles Kings. And number 1, the placeholder team to be determined, which will come from the 8 teams that are knocked out of the Stanley Cup playoff qualifying round. What do we think of that, boys? Thank you. In a shocking turn of events, one of the placeholder teams, as we said, which will come from the 8 teams that are knocked out of the Stanley Cup playoff qualifying round, won the lottery spot with the 12th best odds. And we just gave you all 8 of them. Now, after qualifying round, the 8 teams that are eliminated will have equally weighted odds to win the top pick in phase 2 of the NHL draft lottery. The lottery format was a bit different this year, straight, and complicated than usual. In other words, Bettman must have had COVID of the brain. Friday's lottery draw was the first stage of what's becoming a 2-stage lottery process, and here's how it breaks down. You may want to get a pen and pencil and write all this down. There may be a little test after the show. The 7 teams that did not qualify for the 2014 playoff will automatically be entered into the lottery and had the top 7 best odds. The 8 teams that failed to advance out of the postseason play-in round received the final 8 draft lottery spots. One of these placeholder teams won the lottery with the 12th best odds. Now, after the completion of the play-in round, all 8 teams entered into the lottery will have the exact same, it's 12.5%, of winning the number 1 overall pick. And when the top 3 picks are finalized, the order for the remainder of the first round will be determined by 2019-2020 point percentage. Grr and oi. Okay. This is just, I just, Anyway, let's keep going. Let's continue this wildly amusing little piazza here. How you doing? All right. Well, there are three. Well, the Major League Baseball, as you know, following weeks of contentious, Commissioner Rob Manfred imposed on the Players Association a 60-game season that is supposed to launch on either July 23rd or July 24th. Now, given the state of the pandemic in the country, especially in three little areas, Arizona, Florida, and Texas, it's fair to wonder if the MLB will get the season off the ground and what it would take for the league to scrap it entirely. Sportsnet New York, SNY, you make the pick. Andy Martino provided some insight into what the agreement between the league and the union says on the matter of the pandemic, prompting a premature end of the season. Per the report, there are three conditions that could lead the season being canceled. Number one, if restrictions on travel throughout the country are Number two, if the season poses, quote, an unreasonable health and safety risk to players or staff to stage those games. And number we miscued. And number three, if the competitive integrity of the season is compromised by the number of players who are available. Of course, it can and should be argued by many a scholar that the season poses an unreasonable health and safety risk to players or staff at present. But that MLB appears inclined to carry on regardless of the potential short and long-term health risk being taken by the players, coaches, essential workers, and the families of everyone else involved. It's called We Got Broadcast Partners That Want Baseball. As for a third point, Martino notes that there is no set number of positive tests that would trigger the season cancellation. Indeed, Martino reports that a team being forced to cancel games due to an outbreak would not automatically mean an end to the season itself. If that's the case, then the answer to what would it take for MLB to scrap its season appears to be as disappointingly grim as it is predictable. Money talks, and we all know what walks. Don't we? Yes, we do. And believe me, Manfred's spewing it. Why don't they just do us all a favor, cancel the season, don't risk any more bad health? Oh, boy. Anyway, let's hit up the NBA. Yay, NBA, the action. Now, there's a league that is airing and loves the fact that they will be coming back. And the players seem to feel the same way. So, folks, we have the schedule release. The NBA and its Players Association officially announced their finalized plans for the resumption of the 2019-2020 season, which would begin on July 30th in Orlando, with 22 of the 30 teams revealed its schedule for the remainder of the season. As far as the structure, well, here are the following. There will be a maximum of 7 games per day. Pull up, please. Thank you. Tip-offs let's try that again. Tip-offs will range from noon Eastern Time to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. There are 3 total courts. 2 of them are set up for nationally televised games. Now, the top 8 teams in each conference were selected along with 6 teams, 5 in the West, 1 in the East, that were within 6 games of the 8th seed in their respective conferences when the season was suspended on March 11th. All of the teams will play 8 seeding games starting on July 30th, then begin your typical playoff format that will accumulate in October should the number 9 seed in either conference finish within 4 games of the number 8 seed. That would trigger a play-in scenario in which the number 9 team would have to beat the number 8 team twice in a row to steal their playoff spot. Such a play-in scenario would take place on August 15th and 16th, with the playoffs beginning on August 17th. Now, before we reach that point, though, there are hundreds of seeding games to work through. It all starts on July 30th when the Pelicans the Jazz and the two Los Angeles juggernauts duke it out in the fourth round of the season. Clippers, Lakers, slugfest. 6 games will follow on July 31st with Grizzlies versus the Blazers, Celtics versus the Bucks, and Mavericks versus the Rockets, all appearing on national television. Fortunately for basketball fans desperate to dive back into the there'll be no shortage of televised games in Orlando. Would you like to know? Now, something that needs to be noted about this schedule is how different it is from what would have been played out on the court had the coronavirus not suspended the season. With 8 teams now done for the season, the league had to construct a new schedule that still managed to incorporate what teams already had in front of them. The result is a schedule with quite a bit of disparity in terms of difficulty. The following teams will have the easiest road in front of them based on opponents' winning average, and those teams are the Pelicans, the 76ers, the Kings, the Nets, the Celtics, and the Clippers. Now, others, meanwhile, will have to navigate extremely difficult schedules. These 6 teams have the hardest 8-game stretches in Orlando. Raptors, Heat, Lakers, Nuggets, Trailblazers, Grizzlies. Now, nobody's ever said winning an NBA championship would be easy, but this season presents a completely unique set of circumstances. Winning in Orlando will be unlike anything any of these teams have ever achieved before. This schedule is only the beginning. Yes, it is. Do we really give a damn? I mean, do we really care about what happens? I mean, Pistons aren't going to be a part of it. They may be on, well, I don't know, but we'll give you the national games, and that is if you want. So, but we do this as a public service feature. As by the way, before we go any further, let me remind you, it is Wacky Guest Day. Josh and Mr. Peacock will join Nick Rekieta. In fact, they're joining him right now. 13 minutes. It has been on. Go to Rekieta Law channel on YouTube. Grab some whiskey and join Nick, Josh, and Mr. Peacock to discuss the Twitch lawsuit. Matthew, if you're watching, the Twitch lawsuit. That's going to be discussed on the Rekieta Law channel. Only on the U of Tube. So you might want to watch that or watch it tomorrow. Watch it tomorrow at your own discretion. But wow, it is a mess at Twitch. They'll explain if they haven't already. It's 16 minutes past 12, which means they're already 16 minutes into the broadcast. So join Nick Rekieta, Josh, and Mr. Peacock. Grab some whiskey to discuss the Twitch lawsuit and everything else. That's on Rekieta Law channel, only on YouTube. Okay, now that we've done that, let's do the rest of this fun stuff as we bring you the TNT and ESPN schedule for the rest of the NBA 2019-2020 season from Florida. TNT will have 2 Thursday triple headers. ESPN and ABC will mostly have double headers and a season-ending. Let's do the TNT schedule. Now, because of wrestling on Wednesday nights, there'll be no Wednesday nighter. So here comes. Thursday, July 30th, 6:30, the Utah Jazz, New Orleans Pelicans. This is TNT's schedule. Followed at 9 by the Clippers and the Lakers. And Tuesday, August 4th at 6:30, the Celtics take the Heat. And at 9, the Rockets Red Glare take on the Portland Trailblazers. Thursday, August 6th at 4, it's Miami Heat versus Milwaukee Bucks. At 6:30 p.m., the Clippers take on the Mavericks, and at 9 p.m., the Lakers versus the Rockets. Friday, August 7th, 6:30, the Orlando Magic taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. 9 p.m., it's the Celtics versus the Toronto Raptors. Saturday, August 8th, the triple header featuring at 1, the Clippers versus the Portland Trailblazers. At 3:30, the Utah Jazz taking on the Denver Nuggets, and at 6 p.m., the Lakers versus the Pacers. Monday, August 10th at 9 p.m., a single-digit game. It is the Nuggets versus the Lakers. Tuesday, double dip. August 11th, 6:30, Celtics versus the Grizzlies. And at 9, the New Orleans Pelicans versus the Sacramento Kings. And to wrap things up, Thursday, August 13th at 4 p.m., 6:30 p.m., and 9 p.m., to be determined versus to be determined. Yeah, it's a strange one. Here's the ESPN and ABC seeding game schedule. Friday, July 31st, 6:30 p.m. Celtics, Milwaukee Bucks. Friday, July 31st, 9 p.m. Rockets versus the Mavericks. Both will be on ESPN and the ESPN app. Saturday, August 1st at 1, the Heat take on the Nuggets on ESPN and the ESPN app. 3:30 p.m. same day. Jazz versus the Oklahoma City Thunder, ESPN app. Saturday, August 1st, 6 p.m., the Pelicans take on the Clippers, ESPN app. Saturday, August 1st, 8:30, Lakers Raptors, the ESPN app. Sunday, August 2nd at 3:30, it's the Portland Trail Blazers versus Boston Celtics on ABC and the ESPN app. And at 8:30, it's the Bucks versus the Rockets on ABC and the ESPN app. Memphis Grizzlies take on the New Orleans Pelicans Monday, August 3rd at 6:30, ESPN, the ESPN app. It's 9 p.m., Lakers and the Jazz on ESPN and the ESPN app. And at 6:30 on Wednesday, it's Oklahoma City Thunder. Wednesday, August 5th, Oklahoma City Thunder, Los Angeles Lakers, 6:30 p.m., ESPN app. And if that's not enough, 9 p.m. game Wednesday, August 5th, the Brooklyn Nets versus the Boston Celtics on ESPN, the ESPN app. Now on Saturday, a singlet. It is the Bucks and Mavericks, ESPN app. Sunday, August 9th at 3, it's the Spurs versus the Pelicans, ABC and the ESPN app. Monday, August 10th, another single game, 6:30 p.m. The Raptors taking on the Bucks on ESPN and the ESPN app. And on Wednesday at 6:30, the Raptors take on the 76ers, ESPN, the ESPN app. And Wednesday, August 12th at 9, Clippers, Nuggets, ESPN, the ESPN app. And on Friday, August 14th, a triple header starting at 4 p.m., continuing at 6:30 p.m., and at 9 p.m. to be determined, all three games on ESPN and the ESPN app. And there you go. There you go, friends. We gave you the national. If you want to see your local, then go see your local. So there you go with the NBA. And the light, this afternoon, they turned us off for a bit. I think they were testing the new equipment. Now, here are the winners and losers. For all 22 teams headed to Orlando, none of them from Detroit. So, who's got the ride? I mean, the NBA tried its best to adhere to the remaining schedule before a shutdown, but obviously with 8 teams staying home, adjustments needed to be made. With playoff spots and positioning still to be determined, the schedule will have a lot to do with how things shake out. And here are the winners and losers based on their opponents in the 8 seeding games in Orlando. Big winner, the New Orleans Pelicans. You got the Jazz, Clippers, Grizzlies, Kings, Wizards, Spurs, Kings, and Magic. Loser, Portland Trail Blazers, who have the Grizzlies, Celtics, Rockets, Nuggets, Clippers, 76ers, Mavericks, and the Nets. Another winner, Philadelphia 76ers with the Pacers, Spurs, Wizards, Magic, Trailblazers, Suns, Raptors. Another loser, the defending NBA World champs, the Toronto Raptors, who have the Lake, the Heat, the Magic, the Celtics, Grizzlies, the Bucks, the 76ers, and the Nuggets. Another winner, the Boston Celtics with the Bucks, Blazers, Heat, Nets, Raptors, Magic, Grizzlies, and Wizards. A big loser, the Miami Heat. They got the Nuggets, Raptors, Celtics, Bucks, Suns, Pacers, Thunder, Pacers. The Lakers' schedule is tough, but they're going to do it. Washington Wizards, Phoenix Suns, they occupy the loser bracket, but the biggest winner of all, is the NBA fans because they get to see NBA basketball. Of course, the biggest news we can say is NASCAR. Oh man, they are promoting the hell out of what's taking place. I think a couple of weeks from now with Indianapolis. That's right. Indianapolis is going to have a double dip of auto racing. First, they got the Indianapolis 500 on Saturday. Then on Sunday, it's NASCAR's big old Brickyard 400. Okay, let's keep going here with our little old sportscast. Everything looking good so far. Cross your fingers. We're going full Monty here, folks. Trust me on this. We're going to go to full Monty. Okay, in college football, Clemson football confirms 14 members of its football program are among the new positive COVID-19 tests. Clemson announced Friday the 14 football players tested positive for the COVID-19 this week, bringing the program's running tally reportedly to 37, a week after 23 players tested positive upon returning to the campus last week. The 14 additional positive cases are part of 19 new ones that are reported this week for all athletes. It did not identify which other sports have been effective. In total, Clemson's reporting shows 290 tests have been conducted among student athletes. 43 returned positive. 18 to 43 are still classified as active cases. Now, through June 26, there have been no hospitalizations for any individual within Clemson athletics related to COVID-19, and approximately half the cases have been asymptomatic. There you go. Clemson reported in a statement, those who have tested positive are being isolated for a period of at least 10 days, and known close contacts are also being asked to self-quarantine for at least 14 days. They are also disqualified from participating in voluntary activities during that period. Now, Clemson began its return to campus on June 1st, and positive results were expected among players and staffers alike between the two groups. 430 tests have been conducted, with staff yielding only 4 positive tests to date. Now, the COVID-19 pandemic has killed more than 120,000 Americans in recent months. South Carolina's Department of Health has reported 692 deaths in its state and confirmed more than 30,000 positive cases. We continue. As we've already done a commercial, and we're on until I think, aren't we? Yes, we are. We're making sure we don't fall into that chasm. College football situation. Louisiana State University, LSU, has got a little problem. If we can do this, thank you. Apparently, one of the top players from LSU's 2019 class is now in that little thing known as a transfer portal. One of the 3 5-star prospects who signed with LSU in the class of 2019 has entered his name in the transfer portal. Sophomore linebacker Marcel Brooks had a conversation with the Tigers coaching staff on Friday morning before making the decision to enter the portal. Go 24/7 is reporting. Now, Brooks arrived at LSU as one of the most celebrated players in the 2019 recruiting class that was ranked 5th nationally. The Fort Worth, Texas native played in 11 games as a freshman and recorded 8 tackles and 1.5 sacks while playing often as a pass rush specialist. He played well enough as a freshman to potentially position himself for a starting role this season as the Tigers replace 6 defensive starters from their 2019 National Championship team. But LSU is undergoing a defensive coordinator switch as Bo Pelini takes over following Dave Aranda's departure for head job at Baylor. Now, if Brooks does intend or indeed decide to transfer, there should be no shortage of interested schools. The 6'3", 205-pounder was a consensus top 100 prospect in the 2019 class. He picked LSU over offers from Alabama, Florida, Oklahoma, Texas, and Texas A&M, just to name a Boo. Thank you. There you go. Gotta love it when our sound effects guys wake up. I do. Means we're doing bad. We're doing good. We're doing bad. Yeah, we're doing bad. Okay, let's kick it up a notch with an NBA shooter. Shooter? Yeah. Alonzo Trier was once one of the most promising young players on New York Knicks roster. The undrafted guard out of the University of Arizona averaged 10.9 fairly efficient points per game as a rookie last season, but that came under David Fizdale. Trier's role was lessened under interim coach Mike Miller, with his 22.8 minutes per game during the 2018-2019 season being cut down to 12.1 in his sophomore campaign. Now he will no longer have to worry about that, as the Knicks waived Trier to claim former Nets big man Theo Pinson off of waivers, according to Ian Bagley of SNY. Now, the rules dictate of the National Basketball Association the commandment that thy player is only eligible for a playoff roster if he was waived on or before March the 1st. Obviously, the coronavirus pandemic presents unique circumstances, but to this point, nothing has suggested that previous eligibility rules have changed. Trier would therefore be eligible to sign with a new team for the 8 seeding games. All 22 games will be played at Disney. Ha, ha, ha! But not the postseason. That could scare off guaranteed playoff teams who need to use their roster spots on players who will be able to contribute in the postseason, but lesser teams might be interested in getting a look at him up close before the 2020 free agency. Now, Trier would have been a free agent this offseason, so in a sense, the Knicks, who do not have any games left, they're not losing any sleep by letting him go. The only difference is that he would have been a restricted free agent, giving them the right to match any offer, whereas now he is slated for unrestricted free agency. The Knicks have so much money to work with, though, that they likely wouldn't need bird rights to bring him back. They could simply dip into their cap space if they wanted to re-sign him. But here's the elephant in the room. It's Trier's representation. He is signed with Clutch Sports in February. Knicks president of basketball operations, Leon Rose, comes from CAA, where Clutch CEO Rich Paul got his start in basketball. There's been something of a rivalry between the two ever since. While the Knicks wouldn't waive a player simply based on who reps him, that underlying tension could have played a role in this decision. Now, Trier will land with another NBA team at some point, whether that comes at Disney or next season. He played well enough in New York to have earned a roster spot as a bench scorer. The Knicks' loss, as is so often the case, could be someone else's gain, and the Knicks will once again be the doormat of the NBA. Ain't that a kick in the butt? Mm-hmm. Okay. It's 12:32 in the morning. Happy Saturday morning to you, and happy Friday evening to the folks on the West Coast. There you go. If we're ready, and I think we are. Right now, let's take a look at some other headlines, mainly from the media spectrum. By the way, I want to remind you again, Spreaker postponed. We postponed our Spreaker show tonight. Last Call Cafe postponed due to severe weather, which is still going on as we speak. But on the other side of the days, please pay heed and enjoy a Wrestle Anime Hut. Jay the Brain Man presents Wrestle Anime Hut. A look at the anime and a look at wrestling and entertainment as well. Hosted by Jay the Brain Man and yours truly, Steve the Baxman Baxley. That's Sunday night. We record at 11 o'clock and we drop a load on Spreaker and other various platforms of podcastability at 11:30. Hopefully everything will work out. Speaking of working out, kiddos, we got some other things for you. Adam Silver decided to make a little statement, little verbal words. Hi there. Many sports leagues are trying to resume play amidst the ongoing coronavirus pandemic for economic reasons, trying to salvage whatever they can from this year. But it's fascinating to hear commissioners claim, despite all evidence to the contrary, that it's not money that's driving them. NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman did just that last month, telling Yahoo's Daniel Roberts that monetization is not what's driving us. We're doing this because we're hearing from our fans that they want to see us back. And now the same call is being said and cried by NBA Commish Adam Silver. In a conference call Friday, that the league will go ahead with its planned July 30 restart in Orlando, despite record-setting COVID-19 cases emerging there, and despite 16 of the NBA's best players testing positive for the disease this week. Wow. And Silver says we are left with no choice but to learn to live with this virus. No options are risk-free right now. We have developed a safe and responsible plan for the restarted season, and that NBA believes personnel will be safer on its campus at Disney than elsewhere. There you go. No options are risk-free right now, as we've seen with millions of people losing their jobs in healthcare. Shutting down the economy is a big risk, as well as not having the safeguards to restore it. We ultimately believe it'll be safer on our campus than outside it. Now, to start with, the NBA is not left with no choice. There's absolutely a choice to not resume this season, as many have wished and have said to Adam Silver, including us. Don't just cancel the season. Now, as per a piece from Forbes' Kirk Bottenhausen in February, the average NBA franchise value at that point was $2.2 billion, with the Lakers and Golden State Warriors joining the New York Knicks in the category of franchises with an estimated value of more than $4 billion. The team with the lowest estimated value was the Memphis Grizzlies, which clocked in with an estimated value of $1.3 billion. The NFL itself extended its line of credit to $1.2 billion, so there's plenty of money in this banana stand at the moment. And they were able to do that because of guaranteed revenues ahead. The league currently makes an average of $2.66 billion annually just from its national TV deals with Warner Media's Turner Broadcasting and Disney's ESPN, to say nothing of its local deals with NBC Sports Name Your Place, the Sinclair and Byron Allen owned and operated former Fox Sports regional outlets, and of course ATT Sportsnet. Now, also, conclusion to the 2019-2020 season would not entirely wipe out that amount of already paid money. Negotiating TV refunds for unplayed games would likely be complicated, but most of the season was played, even if the playoffs were not, so it would not be 100% refund from the networks. The NBA already pulled in plenty of revenue from ticket sales, advertising, and so on. The NBA teams yet absolutely may wind up parting ways with even more staffers than they already have if there is no 2019-2020 season resumption. And that's probably especially true on the non-basketball side, and we could see them make further austerity cuts in other areas. I know. Beyond that, it feels absurd for Silver to claim that we ultimately believe it'll be safer on our campuses than outside it. Now, yes, the world is a dangerous place right now, but staying at home with only trips out for essential needs is absolutely safer than going to this Orlando bubble. An NBA game involves far more close proximity than anything else players are doing right now, and even checking players for COVID before they're allowed in the bubble is not a perfect solution. There are countless ways for players involved to get COVID and then spread it. I personally think that the NBA and Adam Silver should have said, hey, the Players Association should have told Adam Silver and his group, guys, We can't do this to the fans. We need them. Both are needed healthy. Cancel the season. But we'll see if this one, we'll see if Adam Silver is right, or if he doesn't, he will definitely fall. Bob Uecker is an institution in Milwaukee, or at least he should be in one. He's called Brewer games on the radio since '71, their second year in the city after relocating from Seattle. Now, 2020 will be Uecker's 50th season in the booth, and despite the COVID-19 pandemic raging on and Uecker's heart and cancer surgeries, he still plans on taking a spot in the Miller Park broadcast booth this summer. And speaking to MLB.com, he confirmed his intention to call Brewer home games this season. I'm going to do it for Miller Park, said Uecker. I'll do it in the booth with Jeff Levering, and then the road games, Jeff and Lane Grindle will do that. I'm going to be there and get tested just like everyone else. I wanted to go back to work, and I'm glad to be going back to work. Burrow has also tweeted out the article with a 50th year graphic for Mr. Baseball, Bob Uecker. Unsurprisingly, Uecker has had discussions with various people about returning to the booth this season and will be taking precautions. He also confirmed that his decision to return to the booth this season during the pandemic wasn't a rough one. He made the decision to return to the booth after extensive conversations with Brewers principal owner Mark Atanzo and other club officials, including medical officials. He knows that it will be challenging to produce proper emotion in a mostly empty ballpark, and he anticipates missing dearly the interaction with players like others in the press box. Uecker is likely to come and go from a separate entrance. In the interview, Uecker also showed off the sense of humor that has made him such a fan favorite for years, talking about wearing a catcher's mask at the grocery store. And as Uecker aged, his status as one of the most beloved broadcasters in baseball has truly been solidified. Last September, Uecker took a rare road trip to Cincinnati to spend 15 minutes calling a Reds-Brewers game with retiring at that time, Reds broadcaster Marty Bremen. During Game 2 of the Brewers' NLCS appearance in 2018, Joe Buck graciously stepped away from the mic for half an inning and allowed Uecker to take over the national call for Fox Broadcasting. We also learned a few months later that the Brewers voted to give Uecker a full playoff share for that 2018 playoff run. Now, I'm worried, as everyone else is, about a man in his mid-80s going to the ballpark roughly 30 times a year to talk on the radio, but hopefully proper precautions will be taken and Uecker will be fine to call Brewers games for many years to come. Please remember, Harry Carey of the Cubs was in his mid-90s, or early 90s, before he passed away and he still called them with absolute style and perfection. Okay, we are at 12:42, folks, and we're going top and bottom. Ladies and gentlemen, we got the scoreboard coming up. That's right. We got the scoreboard for you, and that's coming up in just a moment. We will be putting some sports subjects on for our next little show edition here. That's right. We'll be bringing you more of what we call the sports leftovers as well. So we got you covered from stem to stern and border to border. Or is that stem to stern? I said stem to stern. It's going to be one of those days, kids. It's going to be one of those days. Anyway, let's get back to it. And you know what that means. That's right. It's time for the scoreboard. That's right, folks. We got you covered with the scoreboard. Let's find out how things were last night. And a chuckle. There you go. Okay, 12:43, and we are just about at that point in time where everything goes fast. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, we have AFL Premiership football, and this week We got the Port LA Plower. Yeah, the Port LA Power taking on the West Coast Eagles. So, if we're ready, I know we're not, but we will beginning next week, next Friday. We'll bring you live. So get ready for that. Live listen-ins coming back beginning next week. Let's get you updated with our soccer coverage. And we start off. Thank you very much. Thank you. Italy Series A. Juventus defeated Lecce 4-0 in Spain. La Liga, Sevilla and Valladolid tied at 1. That's how it ended. In Belarus, the Vysshaya Liga. Energetic BGU defeated Slamoiser 5-love. Smolovici over Slutsk 2-1. In the Vysshaya League Reserve, Neiman 2 defeated Brest 2, 3-0. Bait 2 and Dynamo Minsk 2. Bait 2 beat Dynamo Minsk 2-0. In Denmark, the Superliga Championship game, Aalborg over our house in the middle of the street, 4-1. Estonia, their soccer, Kalju over Temeka 2-0. In the Faroe Islands Premier League, it was B36 Torshaven over Stremur 3-0. Poland, regulation group soccer, Ekstralasa Rakau over Arka Gdynia 3-2. Zagalabi over Korona Kielk 2-1. In South Korea K-League, it was Pohang over Gwangju 2-0. Club friendly, we start going, we start sewing. Pisk defeated Mas Tabrosko 3-2. Linsdals and Vaxonora tied at 1. Hestrafors and Yorick Hemens tied at 1. Stramen over Eidsvold 2-0. Egersons over Sandens 3-0. Brekhav over Lidnice 2-1. Groaned over Keifu Maslow 4-0. Vyslav over Hudinin 2-0. Floro over Asan 4-3. SK Horantz over Vestin 2-0. T Moscow over Dolgo Prundini 4-0. Ulf Kiza and Tromso tied at Goose Eggs. Kongsvinger over Lillestrom 3-1. And Omsk over Zemaya Noxgritz 3-0. In basketball, Germany BBL playoffs, it was Alba Berlin 88, Ludwigsburg 65. In Spain, ACB final stages, San Paulo Burgos over Morabanc Andorra 88-86. Valencia over Gran Canaria 97-81. Real Madrid over Basket Zaragoza 97-88. And in Turkmenistan, the NBLT basketball went like this. Benagar 102, Dragon Oil 96, CSKA Siska 73, Talyip 60. In baseball, Japan NPB, it was Chibalati Marins over the York Buffaloes 6-5, 6-11-0 Marins, 5-8-0 Buffaloes. Ono got the win for the Marins. He's 1-0. Keita got the loss. He's 0-1. Hiroshima Carp over the Chunichi Dragons 4-1, 4-13-0 for the Carp, 1-6-0 for the Dragons. Ona for the Carp, for Chunichi, got the loss. He's 0-1. Osera got the win for the Carp. He's 2-0. Rakuten Golden Eagles whipped the Nippon Ham Fighters 7-1, 7-12-0 Eagles, 1-4-2 Ham Fighters. Norimoto won his second game for the Golden Eagles, while Arihara is 0-2 for the Nippon Ham Fighters. In other games, it was the Cebu Lions over the Fukuoka Silverhawks 7-4, 7-9-1 Lions, 4-8-0 Hawks. Garrett for the Lions gets the win. He's 1-0. Iwaski gets a loss. He's 0-1. The Yomiuri Giants defeated the Yakut Swallows 6-5, 6-13-0 Giants, 5-7-0 for the Swallows. Ishiyama for the Yakut Swallows got the loss. He's 0-1. Sawamura got the win for Yomiuri, the Giants. He's 1-0. And the Yokohama Bay Stars mollywopped the Hanshin Tigers by a score of 6-0, 6-14-1 for the Bay Stars, 0-5-0 for the Tigers. Imanga for the Yokohama Bay Stars gets the win. He's evened up at 1-1. Nishi gets the loss for the Hanshin Tigers. He's 0-1. In the Czech Republic, a big old game happened. Sabat Prague defeated Blansko 13-10, 13-8-3 for Prague, 10-13-3 for Blansko. In the Nicaragua CNBS qualification playoffs, it was Matagalpa over Jinotega 6-5. The final score. South Korea, KBO, the Korean broadcast. I do that again. The Korean Baseball Organization had some wild games as well. The NC Dinos over the Doosan Bears, 9-3, 9-11-0 for the Dinos, 3-7-1 for the Bears. Hanwha Eagles over the KT Wiz Swan, 7-4, 7-14-0 for the Eagles, 4-10-1 for the Swan. Kia Tigers over the Kiwoon Heroes, 8-6, 8-12-3 for the Tigers, 6-13-0 for the Heroes. Samsung Lions over the Lottie Giants, 6-4, 6-13-0 for the Lions, 4-9-1 for the Giants. And the SK Wyvern blanked the LG Twins, 7-0, 7-9-0 Wyverns, 0-3-1 for Twins. Taiwan's CPBL first stage, China Trust Brothers defeated the Fubon Guardians 3-1, 3-10-1 Brothers, 1-11-2 Guardians, and the Rakuten Monkeys squeaked out a victory over the Uni Lions 8-6, 8-12-2 for the Monkeys. You never know where they'll be found, and 6-11-1 for the Lions. And in the CPBL minor league game in Taiwan, the China Trust Brothers, the sequel, defeated the Fubon Guardians sequel 13-5, 13-12-1 for the Brothers, 5-10-2 for the Guardians, and that is the scoreboard. For today, we will have the full scoreboard on tomorrow. Let's take you right now to where we say our very best adieus and hellos. Hello. Is our shout outs, and the big shout out we want to do is to Mandy Summers. There are no winters because Mandy is the entire summer, and much like the summer itself, she is truly amazing. That's right, Mandy Summers. She has a YouTube channel. Please go to it. It's Mandy Summers. YouTube.com. Look up Mandy Summers. Okay, let's say our hellos. Hello to Linda Steele. Hello to Brenda Dixon. Hello to Courtney Perna. Hello to Ricky Pickrell. To Michael Pickrell. Tony Pickrell. To Eris Human Pickrell. Yvonne Pickrell. To Angela Peterson, Christina Peterson, Anne-Marie Mann, Jay the Brain Man, Yuki Tanaka, Matthew Nichols, Jerry Nichols, and Nancy Nichols. That's right. Give them all applause, applause, applause. Hello to January J. Keaton. I hope, like I said, January J. Keaton. To the charming Miss Dominique Keith, Melissa Wilson, Dr. It's more than life itself. It's let our friends know that we love them all. Aw. We say hello to Wyatt Holiday, Peter Gilmore. Feel better soon, Mr. Gilmore. You are missed. We also say in front of every man, woman, and origami creator. We say hello to Bobby Langford. Bobby Langford, yes, hello. We also say hi and hello to Brenda Gaminsky, Roman Ronin, hi. To Chris French, Chris Lewis, Kimberly Wells, of course, some very big good friends of mine, Dorothy Dorothy Malone, Courtney Lynn Elwood, hi, Ryan Donahue, howdy do, to Vanessa Elise Messenger, Amari Wood, the lovely and chilling Helena Kirby, and the equally charming, delightful, and also cute Cassie Little. We say hail and a hearty hi ho, Silver Bend, to Rob Rago, Sandra Douglas, Vanessa and Kyle, Alabama Cole, Donna Payne, Rob Rago, Zach Burton. That's right. Jeff Rollo, George Templeton, Marley Wiley, Blind Lemon, Insapod, Nellie K9 and Mrs. Nellie K9, Jennifer Finney, Jeremy Coates, Joseph Schwartz, Randy West, Peggy Ann Bice, Phil Monahan, Rachel Rattano, referee Russ Kimball, Rick Chiampa, Rigo Flores, Silverheart Pettian, Hot Stuff Rivera, Tess Broussard, Samantha Phillips, Samantha O'Neill, Casey Ann, Sarah Chavez, Zach Burton, Claudia Treos. Yes, I said Claudia Treos. As well as Dorothy Malone and a few other fun people. They are, of course, Audrey Dogren, Alex Sims, Nick Mantis. How are y'all doing? All my friends on Facebook, Instagram, and Kellyanne Collins, Ivy McKellen, and all my friends. Peter Oeda, Louisa Fernanda. That's right, we can't forget those. Rapture. We also say hi to Portia Coleman and everybody on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And folks, believe it or not, we have done it. We have easily surpassed our 45-minute show, and we have passed the 1 hour and 5-minute show, and we are still on the air, though some flickering on and off here, but still, we made it. Sunday, we will be back at our, we will be on our special time because Sunday we're doing the taping of, or the recording of Last Call Cafe on Spreaker at 11 o'clock. So catch us at 11:45 right here on the YouTube channel of love. That's youtube.com/Lugnut6. Look for the Chihuahua Terrier avatar. It's the only one of its kind. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for us. And the storm hasn't wrecked our internet or power yet. Thank goodness. Thank you, Matt. Indeed. Mwah. To the gods up above for keeping us protected. The worst, they say, is over, though I tend to believe not yet. I am not, I seldom, if ever, hedge my bets. But I think there's going to be a little bit more before it moves out of the way and invades Detroit. Anyway, that's going to do it for our broadcast. I am Steve, the Baxman Baxley. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports and YouTube. Thank you all very much for enjoying this broadcast. If you like it, comment, please. Comment on channel. Make them creative, make them good. No profanity, please. I hate. I love. Make the criticisms, of course, constructive, not, you suck. No. Tell us what we need to do. Do we need to build like a little studio here so we won't have any background noise to cause us to get little strikes, which we try not to do. And I think maybe a couple of walls, maybe a door could help us out immensely. Or maybe I can convert the spare room to a podcast and live studio. So we can do both the Last Call Cafe, Wrestle Anime Hut, and the L2C Sports Final, all in one big room with some good equipment and maybe 2 or 3 little cameras. Just thought, folks, we got a lot of planning and a lot of little somethings for everyone. So please, by all means, keep watching because we do entertainment right. We throw out the rule book. That's it. We are out of here. Have a safe rest of the evening on the West Coast. Here on the East Coast, have a safe and restful morning. We will see you all tomorrow night, same time, sort of. It'll be on 11:30. Time we'll follow Wrestle Anime Hut. So say about 11:45. Okay. Thanks everybody for watching, and until then, as always, I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley, saying above all, may your fear of your team always be winners. And good night, America. Stay safe. Drive carefully on the way home. Good night, America, wherever and whomever ye may be. And as I said, I was right. It is still raining. It's raining cats and dogs. Speaking of which, one day I'm going to have Uno back again, my cat. So please watch for that. Thank you, everybody. Good night. God bless. Good morning. Have a fun one. Or a Funyun, whichever comes first. Bye.